Hello again, XDA Developer TV. As you can probably see behind me, we are outside the Samsung booth. We're going to be taking a look at some of the new Android devices that they've released in the last day or so. First up, they have the Samsung Galaxy Camera 2. As well, they've got the Samsung Galaxy Note Pro 12.2, and then 3 different Samsung Galaxy Tab Pros, the 8.4, 10.1, and 12.2s. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at all of those very quickly. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Camera 2. If you remember, over on my Twirl.tv channel, we took a look at the original Galaxy Camera, and honestly, not terribly impressed with it. This looks to be kind of similar. It may be just a little bit more slim, maybe, I can't really tell. It does have Android 4.3 Jelly Bean running on it. It has the quad-core 1.6 gigahertz processor with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Let's just go ahead and take a look into the actual device itself to see what the specs are. Let's go here. We got Android 4.3, so we can just very quickly pull that up. There you go. There's Jelly Bean. Now, this is one interesting part of the camera. If you go into the storage section and look, we've got 8 gigabytes of total storage. That's not a lot. So for a camera, which you're going to be using to take lots and lots of pictures, not a whole lot of storage. Now, in terms of the rest of it, actually, I'm not seeing an SD card slot. Maybe I've just missed it. There's HDMI out down here, and battery. It's very angry there. The camera itself went ahead and opened. So just to sort of give you a quick look here at how the photos go, just aim it over at that guy.
We do still have in the market right now.
Alright, there's a photo and a photo. So it's not amazingly fast at taking photos. The actual modes you can go through and set expert modes and smart modes and all of that other fun stuff that you expect out of the Galaxy Camera series. Realistically, as a camera, it still kind of feels middle of the road. Its performance as an OS is really not that bad at all. You know, it's as you would expect out of a Samsung device if you like the TouchWiz look and feel. You've got the full Android operating system running on it, so of course you can interact with all the services that you are familiar with. This is the Wi-Fi version, so you're not going to have connectivity through LTE, but I believe there is an LTE version available as well. I know previously there was the Verizon LTE edition of the Galaxy Camera 1, so I don't know. Realistically, I don't know if I would go jumping onto it. The lens has a long zoom range, just like the Galaxy Camera 1, but the actual performance, the speed of taking shots, and the video capabilities, it's a little slow and it's a little limited. Can't zoom while you're in video mode. That's an interesting feature there. So I'll sort of leave that up to you as to what you think about it. For me, I'm not going to be in a giant hurry to go for this. It's definitely a little bit of an improvement over the previous generation. I don't know if it's going to be a life-changing difference between new and old, but it is what it is. So here we have Galaxy Camera. Alright, so we are here now with the Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro 10.1 inch. They've also released at the same time the 8.4 inch and a 12.2 inch Galaxy Tab Pro. All of these come featuring 2560 by 1600 16 by 10 displays. These all have 8220 milliamp hour batteries, choice of 16 or 32 gigabytes of built-in storage, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and a 2.3 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor. This one in particular, like I said, the 10.1 inch model, looks and feels an awful lot like the Note 10.1, except it doesn't have that stylus pin to pull out. You look on the back of it, it has that same sort of flat white finish that you've seen on the Note 3 and the new Note 10.1. But as far as looking at the UI itself, this is their new magazine user experience. So it looks and feels kind of like a magazine. You can pinch to come in and look at the different aspects of the magazine, control different things that are on it. For example, I can add in an email account. There we go. You got your email that pulled up over here. Interactive. It's just basically a new launcher that sits on top of stock Android. TouchWiz, Android, whatever. So there we go. Here we have our app list. You can look through all of your apps, your available widgets, and you should actually be able to go through and kind of add in new widgets to new home screens if you wanted to have a new home screen. So there we go. Now if I come through here, there we go. I've got my last home screen. Kind of a more stock launcher screen if you want to have that, and then back to your magazine UI, so you can go back and forth there. If you want to get to the actual UI, the rest of it, you scroll down, get that. Keep in mind, this is running Android 4.42. This is KitKat, latest, greatest version that's available, so we can just play with that. There you go. And really, it seems like a very good, smooth experience, just other than the fact that it's TouchWiz and does have a little bit of animation lag to it that a lot of TouchWiz kind of tends to have. But other than that, like I said, it's a very good experience. There's apparently a software update, which I'm not going to be doing. And we're not really going to be taking a whole lot of time to look at the 8.4 and the 12.2 versions of the Tab Pro, but we'll go ahead and take you next to the Galaxy Note Pro 12.2 model, so we can get a little bit more familiar with that. The one key difference between the Tab Pro and the Note Pro, aside from the size of this one and that, is that this one does the multitasking just like you would expect with bringing multiple apps out onto the screen at a time. This one will do it with two different apps. Note Pro will do it with 4 different applications, and we'll show that as well. Alright, so we're here now with the Galaxy Note Pro 12.2. This one has a lot of the same specs as the other devices. However, instead of having 16 or 32 gigs of built-in storage, it has 32 or 64 gigs of storage, has 9,500 milliamp hour built-in battery, and of course the S Pen. So you can use this to interact with stuff. You see you've got the little Air Command hover thing there. So in theory, if I click on the screen and touch it, I should take a picture, apparently. There we go. Now I've got air commands I can do. I've never been really familiar with this, so it's just sort of having fun with it. And the other biggest difference between this and the other devices we looked at is that we can do multitasking, but we can do 4 at a time. So I should be able to swipe out. Let's just do 4 of these at once. Yeah, there we go. And we can individually control the shape and size of these things. So I guess if I do that, yeah, I can take it over. So if you had something that you really wanted to have no space to see it on the screen, you could definitely do that now. So that's just a quick look at the Note Pro 12.2, as well as all of the other Samsung tabs that have just come out in the last couple of days. Alrighty, so I hope that was at least a little bit informative for you guys. Got a chance to get a hands-on with all of those things and just sort of see how they look and how they feel. Get some experience with the new magazine UI that they're putting on top of TouchWiz, if that's something that you're into. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. You can also hit that like button in the video description down below the video, and subscribe to receive our content as soon as it becomes available. Thank you so much for watching, though, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye, guys.